shaking off all that bad energy. Giving it back, giving it back, giving it back. Hey, Hope Nation. This is Friend in Your Pocket Conversations with you, Hope Nation. This is episode 6. 7. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Ooh, you know you have to do the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Get a little crazy. Anyway, okay, look at Tay-Tay. She heard it. She's here. Let's see if she behaves. I know she can get kind of loud, but keep in mind, this is a family show. So you're going to hear crying. You're going to, it's going to be a little bit of that.
Sound of the new generation.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So, how was your weekend? How did you do? Sunday was the Grammys. And did we watch? All who watch, raise your hand. Just us?
Partially.
They don't watch in East Orange. Okay, that's okay. We wasn't really watch. We watched, but it had bad energy over it. It had really bad juju. It actually made me, and I've been talking about it all week, a little depressed. I don't know what happened with that. And I think that was the plan because you were asking about the lighting and
it was bad.
It was cheap. He said it was cheaply done. Then you had Ariana Grande beefing with the producers, and you had, people winning, but then people get mad, and you had Jennifer Lopez doing the Motown review.
I saw
the tribute.
Of
that was strange. And I'm going to say this because I had a whole video set for my people on Instagram. But then I thought, I don't want to offend my Latino and Latina friends. But Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion, had no business being the only person doing a Motown tribute. And there were songs that weren't, they weren't Motown, like, oh yeah, that's my favorite Motown jam.
Right.
They tailored it for her. So she can dance around in her leotard and flip and stuff like that. And I know people call her the GOAT, like, yeah, she was doing that, yes, sis, and all that. No.
Nothing to do with Motown.
Nothing to do with Motown. It had more to do about Vegas and maybe a residency or whatever, but it had nothing to do with the Motown sound and the way women looked back then. They were dressed to the nines, nice dresses and whatnot. And I just think she did it a disservice. And I believe that it was done on purpose. And she didn't have anything to do with it but show up and be a performer. But the people who produced that understood what they were doing. And maybe they want more Latinos to watch the Grammys. Maybe that's what they were doing. It was bad branding. So, with that being said, I didn't like what she did. And I'm sorry. Hate me or whatever, but I didn't like it. I don't think it's cool. You wouldn't want to see, let me get a good person that can sing. Who's my girl that sings gospel? You know the one I love.
Oh no.
you there. Yolanda Adams. Yes.
I was thinking of that.
No, you were there.
Adams.
Yeah.
And Yolanda.
No, Yolanda Adams. That's like Alonda. Yolanda Adams saying Asuka being Celia Cruz. Y'all would not be feeling that.
Right.
So
Right.
let's not do
and
that.
And another bad tribute.
Yeah.
One song to Aretha.
Yeah, natural. I'm so tired of you make me feel like a natural woman. Fantasia, Yolanda Adams, and Andra Day. She looked nice. She looks very nice.
She was dressed as a lesbian.
In Bizarro World, she looked very nice. It was another inappropriate. And see, and it's not a black or Hispanic thing. She's a black woman, and she was dressed so inappropriately for Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin would have never wore Moulin Rouge apparel to sing Natural Woman. That was uncalled for. Right?
Exactly.
It was very offensive in my opinion. So, it's just like a play. Like, if a play is supposed to be a certain way and you do a play over, you just can't just go switching things around without permission. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be respectful how you do things. And that wasn't done with how they say in church or decency and
order. And then you had Barry Gordy sitting right in front.
Yeah.
And how would you allow them to represent your brand like that?
Well, he's old. He was biting his tongue the whole time. He was
smiling all
yeah,
the time.
he was like, he was having an old man moment. Yeah, like he was just happy to see butts flying in the air and stuff jiggling. He was just happy to be there. But yeah, he was having some old man crisis. I saw that. I don't even know if he knew he was there. But anyway, moving right along. And how do we feel about Cardi winning the album of the year?
I think Nipsey
Rap
should have won.
album.
I believe.
Who?
I agree.
I think Nipsey should have won
Why?
because I think Cardi had more of a buzz than anything. I think now with the awards it goes over popularity and what the people want instead of actually listening to an album. I think so. I listened to both albums and I honestly think Nipsey should have won. Just he had better quality of music, more music to relate to as far as just like, you know, getting in your car and just driving, some nice smooth music. I don't think people, you know,
But
I
who
don't know.
heard his album?
Huh?
You gotta also think about how many people actually
Heard, yeah.
heard it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What kind of
People
impact
heard
did it have? You know, and that's the Academy is based upon your peers voting
Yeah.
for you and whatnot. It's not like a popular vote like American Music Awards where America votes for you. It's your peers. So your peers did that to you basically. They felt like you didn't.
I think.
I mean, the fact that he got nominated.
Now that's dope. I think she just, I don't know, she just has a crazy buzz where you kind of knew she was going to get it.
Isn't
But
it?
I honestly think, though, that Nipsey should have got it. And, like you said before, I think Jim should have got nominated for Waste of Talent.
Waste of Talent was a great album.
Because that was a dope album. So, they
Go
definitely missed.
download that. Waste of Talent, Jim Jones from, Dipset, very good. Production, everything.
Yeah, that's a dope album. So,
That's his friend too, so like he's kind
I'm
of
not being
biased.
but you admitted it too, though.
No,
Like,
it was good.
it's
I
a
loved
good
it.
album.
I loved
It was good.
it. But again, there was not enough impact. Radio, top 40. He had stuff that could have made it to radio. I don't know what his relationship is with the PDs or whatever, why he doesn't get on radio the way that he should, but that has a lot to do with it. People actually got to hear your music for you to say this is great. But conversely, there's a lot of other artists that you never hear about and they win, Grammys. There's a lot of indie groups, they don't actually you don't get to see them at the ceremony, but a lot of people that you never heard of win Grammys all the time, so it's possible. But the real popular ones, they're harder to get.
And it's just her time.
There you go. It's just her time.
It's just her time.
It's her time, like it was somebody else's time, and it'll be somebody else's time, and that's just the way it goes.
But like you said, the fact that he did get nominated, if you got nominated, period, then that's an accomplishment.
Like Drake
within
said,
itself.
if people are spending their hard-earned money to see you, they're buying tickets, you already won. It's just like a trophy. It's a status symbol. It's like playing in a basketball tournament. Everybody wants that ring or that trophy, but at the end of the day, you won. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got mentioned, the fact that you were able to put out a project and it was on radio and people know who you are, you getting some bank, you're a winner. That's at the end of the day, that's the big thing. I think for me, I'm an artist. I feel like, acknowledgement from people knowing that your work is actually, I give away books, you know what I'm saying? Just because I want people to feel me. I want people to tell me if they liked it or whatever. So I think as an artist, you just want that recognition, but if you get some money with the recognition, so win-win. So gravy, baby. So that was that, the Grammys. What else happened that we want to talk about in, let's get these show things out the way. Y'all been,
El Chapo?
yeah, sure. They've been obsessed with El Chapo, and yesterday the verdict came down guilty on all charges. El Chapo, he looks like he doesn't know what the hell is going on. I don't even know who El Chapo is. Let's be honest. Like, until you hear about the stuff on television, once they get arrested or they're running, you never know, like, who these people are. So I don't even know who El Chapo is. Do we really know who El Chapo is?
No.
He looks like a nice man to me.
He was fat. The way they depicted him, though.
On the Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. He was a big on family.
Well, most like cartels or whatever, claim they're big on family. Like they have these big elaborate family dinners, like The Godfather and everything. The family, everything's about the family, and then they be killing their family members. And it's just crazy. So, poor El Chapo, he made billions. They leave it to them. He made trillions of dollars. I don't know. He doesn't look like he had any money to me. But his defense was terrible. They only had one witness to the federal government's 56 or 57 witnesses. Like, they tried to say he was like, didn't know what was going on. He was an innocent person. That was their defense. I mean, they just wanted him to go to jail. They didn't even fight, so.
All that money, you would think you would have top-notch Johnny Cochran type lawyers.
You just gotta, not do that kind of stuff. So El Chapo, they all love the series. I've never watched it. Go check it out. It's on Netflix. And then I have an unfortunate review. I have two unfortunate reviews.
The movie?
I have to be honest about stuff. Like, I'm all for my Black Power, stuff. But I have to be honest. What Men Want was the worst movie
Ever.
that I've seen. I ain't gonna go as far as ever because we've seen some doozies.
But this one,
it was
a doozy.
It was bad.
Your brother's calling me.
Taraji, I don't know, baby girl. You a great actress, I really like Taraji, and it's gonna sound a little biased. I really love Taraji in series. I think she does great on series. Like, I love to see her like a weekly show. Person of Interest, she was phenomenal in Person of Interest. You ever watch that?
No.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Still comes on. Really good show. She does great on Empire. Her movies have been a little up and down for me. The movie she did with Tyler Perry was pretty good. Acrimony, yeah. That was pretty good. But it's like seeming like I'm seeing the same person, from movie to movie or whatever. So, yeah, that was a bad review. Boomerang. No, I got 3 unfortunate reviews. Boomerang. Poor Boomerang. Lena Waithe, Halle Berry. It's only 2 episodes in. I know that we're living in a social media driven society, so I'm hoping that they see the feedback from social media and they kind of go back to the drawing board and listen to the public and make some changes. Me and Mom watched it. No one else watched it last night. But I love Lena Waithe. I love everything she's doing. I'm not, I've watched stuff Halle Berry produces. I don't know yet. She had that show on Channel 2 where she was an astronaut and came back. And did y'all watch that? That was
I didn't even know.
A few years back. It was different. I don't know yet. But anyway, I hate to do this because I want people to actually watch. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then Soul Train. The American Soul. Now they've watched some of that with me, and Mom watches. We watch a lot of TV. We watch a lot of film, and now I told Soul Train, the American Soul, and I feel like I'm watching. Who remember the American Dream? What was it? The Jacksons, the American Dream, and we all was tuned in as kids for that event. And I feel like I'm just watching a continuation of that same old afros and crows and. It's Black History Month, and I have nothing good to report just yet.
It's not so bad.
Oh man! And then I was flipping through the channels, and they had the nerve to have a Roots marathon. The Next Generation, that bad show, and so they ain't doing as good for Black History Month. It started with Jennifer Lopez doing Motown Review and everything with us. Our history, and I'm just saying this as a Black person, and correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like as a Black person, our lives is caught up in slavery, civil rights, slavery, post-slavery, civil rights, the crack era. Now we in the Black Lives Matter era. Like, why we just can't have an era where we chilling, like, where we are being progressive and whatnot, and it's not about strife. And that had nothing to do a lot. It just, it's a system that we were brought into, unfortunately. But I'm ready for some changes, and I want to stop talking about the 70s so much and the 80s. We live in the past too much as Black people, and we do it in our conversations. Like, we can't get past like the 70s and 80s. Like, why is that? Anyway, it's just frustrating. But so with that being said, I'm ranting today. The topic was not taking what the world has to offer you. We don't always have to take what the world has to offer us. There's so much more than that. Even if you are stuck in your house and you have a phone, you're listening to this podcast, you're watching YouTube, you have the ability to travel in your mind. You have the ability to learn new things and be more cultured. You don't just have to accept what you're taught in school or what you do at work for money. You can do more things. I was telling them the other day, I'm an avid listener to Shaka Bars. He's some big personality on Instagram. He's a fruitarian. He talks about health, and he's very into politics, so to say, political things. And so one of the conversations he was having was with another African woman, and it was offensive to me. It wasn't his fault. It was her opinion. And she was just saying how she feels as African Americans, which I feel is African Americans are one of the most hated groups of people on the face of the planet. And we're not only hated by, Europeans or, other races. We're hated by our own because we were brought here, and it's not our fault that we ended up here and we have adapted. We have a bastardized culture. We adapted our culture from so many different other cultures, but we brought the culture. Before us, there was no culture. We brought the culture, but now it looks like we don't have a culture. So we have to do more celebrating that. But basically, she was saying that we weren't aware about fruits and things, and we don't live in nature. How would we know about a fruit? That only grows in South America, only grows in Africa. Like, how would we know? And they don't bring those fruits here to us all the time because they're very expensive to import. And a lot of countries have issues with the United States. So the import-export game is not happening. So the only way you can know about these fruits is if your family members are from there, or, you travel there and you learn about them or whatever. So I think, with the heightened culture of our society, with the person who's in the White House right now, it's just bringing forth more and more hatred and us calling each other names, and that gotta stop. If I think we're one of the most accepting groups of people on the face of the planet. We will accept anybody into black culture as an American. Anybody can come in and take pictures of us and learn our ways and this and that. We're very open, but I feel like we're just scrutinized, And a lot of us too, when we open our mouths, we do sound plumb dumb, So you just gotta work on it. We criticize, Trump for the crazy stuff that he says, but when I go on Shade Room or other popular pages, I'm like seeing people that I know and I care for, like talking underneath comments like they got no damn sense. Like, why would you do that? Don't you know your kids can see that? Don't you know your friends can see that? And then people just don't care. I guess some people think like they're invisible on social media. So you gotta just watch what you say. Like, it's embarrassing sometimes. So anyway, that's where I'm going with this. I just want to see us taking better care of ourselves, talking to ourselves, being more like patient with each other. Understanding your way and my way may be different, but it's no need to call each other names and put a whole race of people down for 1 or 2 bad seeds, or maybe 1,000 bad seeds, but it's so many of them. So that's my little rant for today. And then if you go on my Instagram, Friend in Your Pocket, I talked about it there the other day. It's just been something that's on my mind. I couldn't wait to bring it to you all because I want to know what y'all think. Let me know. So, in keeping with the spirit of moving right along, I'm going to go to Around the Way with May. And we're going to lighten this thing up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get a little light now. So I was talking to her about shopping. And are millennials more bargain shoppers or full price shoppers? Like, what kind of shopper are you?
I'm a little bit of both. I always end up getting a full price at the register, like Rini, right?
Dollar bill.
But I feel like if you like it, just get it.
Ooh.
You can afford it. If you like it, you can afford it, just get it. I mean, if you run into a sale, then that's great. But
we don't send out.
It ain't tricking if you got it, huh? Oh goodness. But how do you feel when you get a good haul?
Oh, you feel good.
Yeah.
You feel like you kind of ripped them off.
We've been ripping up a lot of stores lately.
Yeah. Zara the other day.
Zara.
Yeah.
Who else?
Forever 21.
Oh,
Ripped
yeah.
them off good.
I rip them off real good. We ain't stealing tonight. Let's clear that up. We start ripping off, man. I'm getting things that were like $30 for $4.50.
Yeah, she gets it.
She's definitely the bargain shopper.
I'm a cheap thrill baby. Cheapy.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times you don't really think about it. You just buy it.
Mm.
It's not only a thought like, oh, I'm not going to get it if it's not on sale.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
I think that's a millennial concept because I see it with him too. And
What?
he's a guy. You buy what you like. You don't wait for it to go on sale. Like me, I will stalk
Now
something.
I'm like, I'm getting better.
No, you get better, but you'll blow the bag.
Yeah, I mean,
You blow the bag.
Because now I haven't really been buying anything expensive. Everything I've been buying, my jeans, $64, jackets, $20.
Boy, that is rich people jeans.
$64 for jeans.
I pay $10, $15.
They ain't seen your jeans?
What place you wanna put them on blast? What's the name?
Minimal.
Minimal?
Was it M?
It's okay. Minimal. Don't shop there right now because they ain't sending your clothes. Well, you know, Fashion Nova had that issue too.
Yeah.
But they get better. Maybe they got slammed after the new year and everything. So just give them a minute.
ML.LA. That's the website.
That's
Minimal.
They have nice clothes, but you have to wait a little while. You know, just give them a minute. Because Fashion Nova, we had a little back and forth, and they took get my money back, and then they sent my stuff, and we good now. You can wait about a month for some Fashion Nova stuff if you really want.
But I spend money. I spend if I want to get something, I get it because you don't. It's been times where you say I'm gonna wait, and then you wind up spending the money on something anyway. It's like I should just got what I wanted. So it's good to treat yourself sometimes. You can't be too cheap with yourself.
Right. And what about you, Mom? We know how she feels.
She don't look at price.
She don't. Shopping with her is a surprise. When you get to the register, you like, what?
I'm learning. Because I'll have 2 or 3 items and she'll have 50 items and her ticket be $25 and mine be $200. So I'm learning.
You're right.
Because there's nothing wrong with a bargain.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Like I said, I'm a cheap girl. How do you feel, Tracy?
I don't know. Because I don't necessarily like to shop. I don't really like to I get overwhelmed, I guess, with all the options. Now, shoes, because you can see them all on one wall, and you see those, and you see those. But clothes, it's like rack after rack, and I just feel like over it.
So she needs a personal
So
stylist.
I definitely do. I need a personal stylist. Well, this is my personal stylist. He picks out really good stuff for me. But yeah, I just never had. I don't like having to try stuff on. The whole process of it. It's just really not my
So not a girl in the area.
Yeah, I'm not. And I never have been. It's the weirdest thing. Shoes all day. I can do heels and stuff like that. Sandals. But clothing, unless it's like maxi dresses.
She's from California, guys.
Right. So that might have something to do. But no, because some people in California are really good. Like my aunts, they're really good with putting things together. Me,
That's okay.
I was like, babe, what you think? I would call him out the dressing room, come look at this, what you think about it? So I might shop a couple times a year, and only if I really need it.
She's good, guys.
I don't know, I guess, I get overwhelmed. There's too much to have to consider.
So what about you, Norman Blackmore?
Oh,
What?
He was an old-fashioned guy.
that's right.
He made the blacklist. Like, if you got on his list, that means you dressed. He died. Nobody carried on tradition. I'm an old folk.
I like shopping. Yeah, I like shopping. I've slowed down a lot because it seems like now like the clothes are starting to look all the same.
Yeah, very
So I'm realizing a lot of stuff in my closet that's old. Looks like what's considered new in the stores now. So I feel like I shopped ahead of my time.
Okay. Two in his own horn. What are you do you bargain shop or do you
Nah,
look
I'm
on
mixed.
You
I
mix
mix,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
It depends.
It definitely depends.
If it's something
If it's
that
a sneaker, excuse
oh,
me.
if it's a sneaker, no. Sneakers, I don't
He's
have.
paying full price.
Yeah.
So basically, he's a little bit of a millennial.
Yeah. So
He's
only with clothes, I bargain shop. Sneakers, I don't. I spend.
And
I spend
that's
whatever it costs.
recent. Let's make that very, very
What
clear.
you mean?
With you bargain shopping with clothing. Yes.
I mix it up. It depends.
So yeah, well, you know, that's the deal with that. So any style trends, anything you're crushing on, any inspiration?
My sister.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, Samira Yasmin on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Samira Abdul on YouTube. And she puts like cheap pieces together.
Actually, be bargain
Bargain
pieces.
down, cheaper.
Yeah, you gotta straighten that up. Anyway, now we have Tam tips. She gonna teach you how to etiquette.
Okay, so this first one is kind of like housekeeping, so to speak. I have a lot of people who send me messages on Instagram. I need my resume done. Can you help me? Hello. Hi, how are you? My name is such and such. I'm wondering if blah, blah, blah. Because when you come in my Instagram with, I need this, can you do this? You don't know who I know. I might be willing, depending on your approach, to put you in line with somebody who's doing that very thing or can plug you, but you don't know how to come at a person. So in my mind, when you go to the interview, that's what you're going to say. I need a job. I'm here for a job. You going to hire me?
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. It's the same. I mean, like, I don't know about now, but I know when I was growing up, you spoke to everybody who was in the house that you just walked in.
Proper introduction.
You, hi, how are you? It's your job to speak. You come into their home. So in my mind, it's the same thing.
Hey. So basically, not just with her though. That's just how you should approach life. You have to do proper introductions, and especially for millennials. It's an issue for them, and I don't particularly blame them. I blame whoever didn't reinforce that you speak to people's parents when you see their parents, and then it carries over into social media where you know they don't give eye contact, they don't know how to properly introduce themselves. But to piggyback off what she's saying, this young gentleman right here just sold a Porsche yesterday. Yay! Because he properly introduced himself to some stranger that he met at the gym. Okay? He went from overhearing the conversation, introducing himself, interjecting himself into the conversation, and in about 2 weeks' time, from start to finish, he delivered a brand new 2019 Porsche to a stranger. Yeah? Because he knew how to introduce himself. And that's something that...
What if you would have went up to the guy, yo, you know I sell cars, you want one?
Exactly. It wouldn't have happened.
He's not doing business with them.
It wouldn't have happened. So, introduction could be the game changer for you.
To make a break.
Yeah, so...
That's your first impression. That's how you come into someone and you the one looking for the service. Like, that's a bit much. And then the flip side of that is nobody likes a pushy salesman. So if I came in your DMs, you know, I got resumes, you gonna buy one, you gonna do that? You would feel some type of way. Don't come in my DM with the nonsense, please. I don't like it.
So don't come in anybody.
Anybody.
Don't come in anybody's DM. What's your second tip?
My tip is if you're going to use someone as a reference, make sure you let them know. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people are making is not telling their references that they gave out their contact information.
You're going to be on television because you're doing all this on purpose. She wasn't even doing this. Okay?
if somebody calls asking about you and the person that you gave as a reference is caught off guard, more than likely they're going to be like, what? Who is this? What's this about?
No,
That's not a good impression.
It's not. I got a very funny story. It's going to be real quick. I was coming into work. My girlfriend had been filling out for different jobs in law enforcement and things of that nature. And I knew that. But when I showed to work, I have a CIA agent at my job. Okay? I had to have an interview with an agent about my friend. I didn't know I was having this interview. And it was quite alarming because I worked in a detention center, and now I have an agent coming to my job asking me questions about, very crazy questions about my friend. And I don't know if I did well because I never heard from my friend again. But I'm guessing she got the job and maybe she couldn't be my friend anymore. But however it went, it was a crazy situation. But I wish she would have given me the heads up because I felt completely off guard. And I hope I answered the questions right. I didn't know if I did something wrong or what. I didn't even know what the job was for. So with that being said, you have to inform your references.
Communicate.
Yeah, it's important.
It's very important.
Because what if you and the person ain't even speaking? That's a very real thing.
Happens.
They can sabotage your whole situation. Don't think it's because y'all used to be friends that they want to see you get a good job. So,
Well, just an FYI, you and Tracy are my references.
oh,
I
I know.
think, yeah.
Yeah, we already know. Thank you for telling us. So those are good tips. That you have to have proper introduction anywhere you go, and you have to inform people that you're using their name, their address, their telephone number. You have to. You don't want to ever put somebody in a bind like that. So do that. And what else are we doing today? Oh, they want to talk to you. Oh, you know what, guys? I fell down the steps yesterday. Pray for me. My butt looks like I had a bad butt job in Cuba. It's all bruised up. I fell down 13 steps, guys, and I'm here and I'm doing good. You know why? I have to thank Yahweh, but not only Yahweh. I've been conditioning myself. I've been riding the bike and, working out and staying kind of flexible. And I credit that to me falling and not really hurting myself as bad as I could have, because I really could have been in a bad state. I could have broke my neck. I could have dead. That was a crazy fall. I just want to tell you guys, just be careful. Walking downstairs, walking upstairs, just be careful. Okay? So I just had to let y'all know that. And vegan food review. We going vegan tonight, baby. Mama Pocket has been enjoying a sausage. We've been having a tough time getting her into the vegan food scene or whatever, but she has found a sausage that she's enjoying every night. And it is called Beyond Meat. And if you're vegan and Beyond Meat products are notorious for kind of keeping it real on the meat side. I don't really eat Beyond Meat products too often because I don't like that they taste so close to meat. It's not alkaline, but I will, like I told you, I'll go back and forth with that whole alkaline, vegan. I'm just vegan, but I go back and forth. And you would say it's very close.
Excellent.
And if she says it.
Nah, it is.
They love it too.
Nah, it is.
Yeah, real meat. Real meat. They have the house smelling like a big meat factory.
It's all plant-based.
You got the house smell like a deli, huh?
Exactly. I feel like I want a butter roll with jelly.
Oh, you did? You liked it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, mind you, the drink that Grandpa used to make at his crib.
Yeah, that's what it smells like.
And they had the hot Italian one too.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna try
spicy
this weekend.
Yeah. So
Split
Beyond
that drink
Meat,
open.
we gonna need sponsorship. This is the big old plug. They loving y'all sausage.
Sound crazy.
They are loving y'all Sasha. Let me see if I got something else to talk about. I always got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, all right. Well,
But I
let's
just
get
want
into
to oh yeah, so you got the last. You got the last. Yeah, because we got 3 minutes.
all right. Well,
You got 2 minutes.
NBA All-Star Weekend. Hopefully it's exciting. People tend to be excited about Friday night, which is like the rookies.
Tell us what the difference is. We already know the damn schedule. Tell us what the difference is.
Well, there's no difference. Like
you just said
there
was a difference.
From last year, they instead of doing East versus West, they doing captains.
Yeah.
So this year, captains is LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think I pronounced it.
No, he didn't. We know he
You
didn't. But he tried.
I know it's Giannis.
He tried it.
It's Giannis. Not
Giannis.
All right, well, you professional
Okay.
person.
Okay.
But it's different this year. Not different this year, but so they kind of did it like a blacktop style. Those who are familiar with playing, pickup games, they did it to it at the two captains, and they pretty much selected the players that they want to play with this year. Also, they added some trading. I believe they traded Westbrook and Joel Embiid. Was those? Okay. I think those are the two trade-offs that LeBron.
So who you rooting for?
I will probably go for Team Giannis.
I'm Bron.
Only because Westbrook
What's
is
that?
playing. The Thunder is my team, so I think I'm gonna go for them. Both teams are equally stacked. I think it's also a big deal because they added Dwayne Wade, which will be his last NBA All-Star game in appearance.
Oh,
so I think
that's a nice way to end it.
yeah. So I think they added him to the reserve team. Initially, he wasn't on any of the teams.
Okay.
But, I guess they felt the right fit to add him on. Also, there's some big sneaker releases this weekend. As y'all, sneakerheads know, that this is a big weekend for sneakerheads. They have the
Well, the
Jordan
sneakerheads
ones.
over there.
Oh, well, they have the Jordan ones coming out. Blue Chill, which I believe are for women only, patent leather, but if you have small feet, I think they run up to a size 12, so you do math on that. They have the Jordan 6 infrareds coming out, which everybody pretty much been waiting for.
That's this weekend too?
Yeah.
And what else?
They also have Social Status is also doing a collab with Jordan for the Black Cats, which will be very limited. Yeah, I know everything about it.
And there's another one? Is that it?
Oh, and then they have the self-lacing sneakers coming out as well.
Oh, they
Self-laced.
Self-lacing. So
they have machines in them?
no, basically they have the machine. You press the button and the sneaker tightens up. And
Like
you
the
press
back to
another
the
button.
drink?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they have those coming out as well, which will
They
they
have
actually
for ladies.
yeah they're like unisex. So they'll be reasonably priced. When they first came out, they were about $750. Now they lowered that number by $400, so they'll be $350.
Okay.
So they made them a little bit more affordable for people because they had got a lot of complaints, and I don't think the sales were too great. So those are some of the big sneakers coming out this week, and so if you are lucky enough, you'll get your hands on one of them.
And shout out to John. I'm sorry,
We don't got time.
John from the Towers.
I've been
I think this is his third time going out to All-Star Weekend to cut.
It's called the Gift Your Hands tour.
Cutting a lot of dudes that's playing, participating.
What we need to give was I've been African.
IG is I've been African.
Check him out.
Oh,
he's dope. He got
also I want to shout out Kimber Walker.
They bugging. We running over time.
No, I'm saying you have to shout him out because they really don't give him enough credit in the NBA, and now he's a starter this year.
And he's a Bronx dude.
And he's a Bronx native.
Oh, X.
I wanted to make sure I gave him a shout out.
Keep playing. Keep us playing.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah, it's an any. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So that was FIYP picks, NBA review. Shout outs to barbers and everybody. Any other shout outs? Anybody? Any other shout outs? No. Shout out to your pastor, imam, rabbi. No? Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Friend in Your Pocket Conversations with Hope Nation. We love you all. Mwah!